Shall we begin?
Here we are, Beyond the Edit. Woo! Of course, Danni Aggie. Julian is like now part of Beyond the Edit. I mean, he's just going to be here all the time because he's our voice of reason. And we have special guests. You guys know him from Big Brother, The Challenge, and now 99 to Beat star Tommy Bracco. And our dear buddy,
Danni, Broadway star and
Right.
podcast host, Real Talk. Okay.
It's a long introduction. You got a long one.
we
Flattered, my friends. Thank
we are
you.
so happy to have you. We love you, Tommy.
I'm so happy to be here. This is just so fun, just chatting with my friends. This is amazing. You guys are killing it. I've been listening
Thank
to every single episode, and I'm loving it. It's amazing. I'm so happy for you guys and proud of you guys and excited to see where it goes.
Well, you know what? When we watch these back, we learn so much. I feel like we've come a long way since the first episode. But what I've told Julian and Aggie, when I finally, like, I haven't even been able to watch thoroughly because of everything that's been going on, with my son being injured. When I do watch it, I'm like, okay, shut up. I talk so much. Julian's over there like, okay, ladies, I'd like to pipe in.
It's your podcast. You should be
Yeah.
talking. People want to hear you.
Yeah.
No,
Or I should probably let
I love
Aggie
it.
talk, okay?
No, we're just having a conversation.
Yeah, that's it. It's great. Well, anyway, I'm very happy to be on. Thanks for having me.
Yes. And, we've told everybody how much you are like our guy. We love you so much and how you're part of our, we met so many amazing people out there. We've had a ton of fun with everyone, but you tend to have your little groups. And we spent literally every day with you in our group. And life just hasn't been the same since we've all been back home because it was so amazing and so fun. And we had such a great group and miss you, miss you, miss you. So thank you so much for being on with us today.
I know we really did have the best time. It was amazing. It was great.
We need to break down episode 3, and I'm setting a timer because, like I said, I can talk too much. We can run along. So we got a 30-minute timer here. Here we go, y'all. Okay, so let's start with what was it called? Needle and Thread. Was that our first challenge, that episode?
Yep, that was the first challenge. So we usually go and start with the rules of the game. This one was a little bit hairy for me because I really can't remember what exactly the rules were. Like if we could not take the needle out of like the pin, right? Like that was the premise of it.
And you couldn't touch it. Wasn't that the case?
You couldn't touch the needle?
You could touch the needle or you could touch the cork, but you couldn't touch the actual needle itself.
Yeah, that's what I remember, Julian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
But do you remember there was that miscommunication because, the game master was from the UK, so she had a different word for
cork.
What was it? Thread?
Yeah. I have no idea.
Yeah, they had a different name for about a lot of things.
What it was. But when she said it, I went, wait, what?
We didn't know what she was talking about. She gave the rules of the game, and we were like, we don't know that. That's not English for us. Like, we're very confused.
Yes. We had to ask. There was like a couple names.
Yeah.
A couple names.
I remember.
So we were like, wait, what is the rules of these games? We're very confused.
Yeah.
Yep. When we got done with threading the pieces together, didn't have to stick the needle back in? The cork had to sit there. Everything had to stay tied for like a few seconds or whatever. And then we were good.
Well, I think that was the issue is because we thought it should have been a cushion and it was cork. And usually you don't put it in a needle in the cork. You put it in a cushion.
Yes.
Yeah. But it wasn't even cork that she said. It was like real.
No, it was something wild.
Hey, Tommy, how did you do in that challenge? Because they didn't show you in the...
They didn't show me. I actually did okay. I was like middle of the pack for that one. I wasn't going crazy. I wasn't nervous. I think somebody was on my... I think both people on my right and left were done before me, but so that got me a little scared for a sec. But then I looked around and there were tons of people left, so I was okay. Yeah.
So you were feeling okay going into that, like your strategy, your plan, you were okay?
Honestly, no, I was never feeling okay. The truth is, we're gonna talk about all of episode 3. This was the point of the entire process where I was losing my mind. I was sleeping 2 hours a night for 3 nights in a row. I was having true menti bees in the in my hotel room when we would get back. So I would be on the phone with my family in New York, crying, a mess, I can't sleep, insomnia, anxiety, and then I would fall asleep at like 5 in the morning. We'd wake up at 7 and have to start filming all day. And by the third day, that's where we were at this point. I was gone. I was
Yeah.
not myself. So I remember we were in the holding room, and this was the day that I went up to welfare. I said, we're struggling. This is getting to be too much. We're all losing it. Meanwhile, I was like at the top of that pyramid of losing it though. Like I was the worst off, I feel like. But
You weren't alone. There was a
I
lot of
wasn't
people
alone.
right behind you.
Yeah, I remember sitting at the table with like Gianna, Jen, Richie, and Richie was holding Gianna, and just a single tear was pouring out of. We were all messed up this day.
Yeah.
It was a lot. Because production was still getting used to, like, the ebb and flow of how this was all going to go. So we were having late nights, early mornings, so they could make the most of it. And it was just too much. I was crumbling. So hence why this was a rough episode for me.
And it's so funny because people just don't get it, right? These are so simple. They have no idea how we're doing one right after another. And that fear of the buzzer, and I would have nightmares where the buzzer would go off. And I'm like,
It was the
Really?
tight turnaround for me. Like you'd get out and you'd have an 8-hour turnaround till you had to go back, get some dinner, talk to your family, shower, ice up, and then go to sleep and wake up and have breakfast, like all in 8 hours. It was
Yes.
not right. It was too much.
Yep.
So
I like how you said ice up, Tommy. I feel like all the other young ones weren't doing that. There was only a few people that were icing up every night.
I was part of that crew. I know
I
you were
was.
too.
I was rubbing arthritis cream on my hand.
Oh man.
So
Oh,
bad.
man.
But Aggie saved my butt on the sewing challenge. I probably still wouldn't have been last in that, but with her telling me, hey, how to just thread the needle, because I was going to tie all these knots, and she's like, just pull it through, and that really helped me. I was super fast in that challenge, so it was nice not to feel like I was going to be at the bottom there. And I looked around, and all of us were pretty safe. It was good. So it actually ended up being an enjoyable challenge, and aesthetically it was so pretty. It was a pretty challenge to open the show.
It was. It was.
Yeah, I felt really calm actually for the first time in a while for that challenge. Just because using that technique was actually the technique that my mom would use, threading our hair. That's like a West African technique to thread our hair. So you would just double the thread. And so you would never have to tie
Oh,
it.
yes. To go through and
Yes.
yes.
So I was like, you don't have to tie it, just, just
Right.
double it. And
Yep.
so that's how I just kind of thought about it. I was gonna show you guys a picture of my hair threaded.
Yes.
I'll send it to you guys later. She would just thread our hair like that and just double the thread so it would never break, and it was super strong. So I was like, I think we should just use that technique for this, and it just ended up working really well. So I was like, shout out to you, Mom.
Yeah, that's cute.
Yep.
Aggie,
Thank
you
you, Aggie's
always
mom.
had. Yeah, thank you, Aggie's mom. Aggie, you always had a think outside the box approach to all of your challenges. It's very, very cool, like, and very impressive. Like, even I heard you talking about smelling the t-shirts. I forget there were other things. Even like when I just posted the video of when we did the pasta game together. You lined all 6 up. Like, you always approach the games from a different point of view, and I love that. I think it's so cool. Yeah.
You,
Thank
you
you.
know, to add on top of that, Aggie, is we've talked about how we had a podcast where we said, Tommy, hello, Dancing with the Stars needs Tommy on it. What do
I
we need to
heard.
do
I
to make
loved
this
that.
happen? Okay. But Aggie's mind is, I feel like, a really good, like you're talking about how she thinks outside the box would be great on Survivor, or Aggie and Julian on Amazing Race, or Traders, all that, which requires really being smart and thinking things through rather than just reacting, which is kind of what 99 to beat is, right? Adjusting. It'd be interesting, Aggie, to see you on any of those, or you and Julian on Amazing Race. Just saying, but whatever. Throw that out there.
We want to see it.
Yeah. Where she can
I'm
use that
ready.
brilliant strategic mind.
Yes.
So, um, So what did we have after threading the needle, doing all the sewing? Then
Gutter
oh,
ball.
bowling was the second one, which we had a whole podcast about, which yeah. Tommy, you were fine on that one.
Bowling. That
Yeah.
was rough.
Yeah, it wasn't
Just
fun.
losing you. It was rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Oh, you know what else? Because now I haven't like talked about with you all how I've been listening, like my reactions to the episodes. Like, you were laughing how you see me crying whenever like you guys are like in the bottom or whatever.
Yeah.
I was bawling, crying every time one of us were in the bottom.
Yeah.
So dramatic.
Tears for us, or he was just freaking stressed out all the way, and now he's stressed out more watching us at the bottom. That it was
No,
just too much for
once you
Tommy.
get through, once I got through, I would be all in on my people. Like
Yeah.
I was feeling it. Like I was
Yeah.
like, please, like you got this, please. Like those tears were
We can't
empathetic,
separate.
like just like
Yeah.
for our people. That's what it was. Once you get through, you're good. But then you gotta, and then the game ends, and then you gotta be stressed out before the next one.
And that's an
Yeah.
emotional roller coaster. That's what people don't see. And Aggie and Julian, you guys, you were on a emotional roller coaster
Yeah.
entire
Yeah.
time.
Day
Yeah.
in and day
Oh
out.
my goodness.
Yep.
And I was sitting on the couch as you were saying, Tommy, like, oh my gosh, you're balling, and I'm like, you know
Yeah.
what? I feel the love there. I feel the
I
love
know.
there. Those are true tears and concerns. So,
You just see it in the back,
yeah.
like I'm just like when you guys get through, it's great.
And-
Brother Tommy.
yeah.
I feel it every
It's
time.
so funny. Oh
And
man.
Aggie, we were tired of those moments of hanging on there at the end. We're like, we can't take anymore.
Couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
No. The only thing I'm sad that we did not get, I was really hoping for it, was when you were doing the slingshot and Julian's behind you, and then the rest of us are all holding hands behind him. That
Yes.
moment is ingrained in my brain, and I
Yeah.
was so hoping we would get a shot of that.
I
Yeah.
Because
wish
that
I
was
saw
like,
because I felt it behind me.
oh,
Yeah.
that was our crew.
I mean, and we were whispering things to Julian, trying to let him
Yes.
be the voice, but we are all back there just holding our breath, holding on. And I wish they would show some of those close, tight bonds,
I
not just
know.
our group, but other people's groups too. You know, they all had
Yeah.
and it was tight. So yeah,
Yes.
I
Like
think the
when we
audience would
realized,
like
Right
to
in
see
my
that.
thumb.
I know, because you're double jointed. I was like,
I'm double
wait, it's
jointed.
going up. That's
Right
why.
in it. Of course you
Like I was like, your thumb goes this way. Go like that.
Yes. My gosh.
I
Oh
know I
my
lost my
goodness.
voice after all those back to back, you being in the bottom, especially during the gutter ball. I mean, that's when I'm like
Oh man.
straining my voice.
Straight coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
That was
we
great.
saw some veins start to pop out.
Word.
But
Oh
you know
man.
what? Julian, though, it was like when Aggie was gone, you see it in his face. It's not like you looked mad to me. It was like, all right, it's go time. Let's go. And then, boy, you went right out. And how'd you respond? You just hooked that duck right away, man.
I was determined. I was a bit upset, and when I get kind of upset, I'll get, as Aggie said, I'll get determined. No,
Yeah.
but I get really really angry, and I just get like I'm locked in, and it's over, and yeah, especially during that time. I mean, when I was wrestling, I used to run up a hill for meat certificates, and as a poor wrestler at that time, that was all I could eat for a couple months. So that's how I felt right after she got knocked out.
Yeah.
Meat certificates.
So
like
meat
were-
certificates, you get meat certificates every time you'd win a competition by running up a hill, being the first of the hill. And I was first during those times when I really needed it the most. And I was like,
Yep.
okay, I really need this win the most. Like I can't, go home, right after she went home, and then lose another person like you, Tommy, here being in the bottom of the rubber ducky.
And then we
Like,
just lost Tori.
yeah, and then we lost Tori. So it was a lot.
You know,
Yeah.
I know the whole premise of the show is just don't finish last, but Tommy and I were talking earlier about how it would be fun if like you were the first person and you win, a $500 bonus, or you get a trip or something. I think would be so much fun because yeah, just don't finish last to be eliminated, but there could be some fun incentives because then it makes it so exciting when you're the first one done. That'd be kind of cool.
Or like once you get to the top 20, if you come in first, you're able to put like what's the word? Um like something that makes it a little harder for
Oh,
for a
like a
Oh,
roadblock.
yeah.
handicap,
Yeah,
like a handicap.
a handicap,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Or
that'd be a good one.
in Amazing Race, a roadblock. You
Yes,
roadblock someone.
exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always adjustments.
Mhm.
Season
Yes.
2.
Yes.
Yeah. That would make it really
Yes.
interesting.
So,
Yeah.
um, so the lunchbox, Tommy, I didn't know this, but the 2 of us,
Let's talk about the lunchbox.
yeah, we had
So,
an interesting story here, and I didn't know this about you. I knew it about me,
yep.
but how did I miss
Well,
that? So,
well, this will be a fun little BTE moment. We could talk about how right before this day, we had a day off, and
yeah.
our whole crew went to the store and we bought hundreds of dollars of supplies that we could practice games that we saw on the London version or any other version. I was chat GPTing on the Italian version of 99 to beat. What games did they play? And we would look for all the games played in all the other versions, and we bought the supplies, went to the park and practiced.
Mhm.
On the other versions, it was all about getting that tape off as fast as possible. And we
Yes.
practiced in the park. We had cuts on our arm. We figured out the best way to do it. Then when we get there, they gave us a different size lunchbox. It changed everything.
And
All of
different
our
size tape.
strategy
Different size
and
tape. That
yep.
thing was twice the
And
size. It
the
was
tape was
American
different.
size.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Double tape. It was double
It
a double
was.
tape. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and that
So
stupid robot lunchbox.
Yeah.
we were
And then all of a
we
sudden we
were
were
in
like,
bad shape. Our entire alliance.
we were like, oh crap. And I go, I'm going with the same strategy because I can't think outside the box like Aggie. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I can't David R it where he pulls it back and does it and folds it. I would just be too much of a nervous wreck. So I remember all of us were like, oh, sugar. Yeah.
We put the tape on our wrist and we would pull and just pull and pull. I got that tape off that roll so fast.
Me
And then I spent over an hour jumping, giving CPR to that tape in the lunchbox. I was
CPR.
dripping sweat. The sweat, I did not exude that much energy in any of the other challenges. My entire floor around me was wet. And I broke 2 lunch boxes in the process.
Yeah.
It was a really rough go around. So
I,
then
I did the same thing, pulling it off, really fast, got it off there fast. And I'm like, oh crap, I can't get this in here. And I'm not strong enough compared to some people to cram it all into that lunchbox. But here's the thing. I didn't know that that challenge could be so physical. Like you said, I was sore the next day. But brilliant Julian over there, he figures out, oh, that's not going to work, what we were doing. And didn't you switched up kind of midway through, was it, Julian?
I switched up midway through. I looked at Carlene and I was going to figure out how was she going to figure this out? She's right next to me and she had a bum ankle. And so she started pulling the tape or put the roll on the tape underneath the table and started rolling it that way. And I was like, okay, that's what I'm going to do. Because again, I was too nervous what David R was doing. I was like, I could do that, and that's what I kind of thought as a second backup plan. But I was like, no way do I have time for that. Someone's going to finish before me. So I just did it what Carlene was doing and pulled it and just started pulling and going with it. And also tearing it off at a little bits of time because you
That
had
was
to fit
key.
it
Yeah,
all the
look at
way
Tommy and
in.
I were like, yep.
You
Yep.
can't do it the long way through. And I was terrible at what you guys were doing in the park. So I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to get this done right, but I'm going to try my best. So I had to stop midway through and just completely change it up.
man,
Now
yeah, that
going
was great
back,
that you were able to think on the fly like that because when I'm in those challenges, I'm tunnel vision. I'm focused on I wouldn't even notice what David Oz doing. I don't have time.
Same.
Yeah.
It's just So, but that's great. You were able to adjust on the fly. Not me. Not
That's what
me.
99 to beat is all about, really,
It
really
is.
you have to adjust. You can go in there with a plan, but if you don't adjust off the fly, you're going
It's
to finish
true.
last.
yeah.
It's
I mean,
true.
what were the rules of that game?
So it was
A little
you
controversial.
had to have the entire duct tape in there,
Mhm.
and it had to be locked and it couldn't show any tape at all throughout the sides of the lunchbox.
Did you
And
have
then
fun?
it had to be on top of the table too at the end.
It did not have to be on top of the table.
Okay, because see,
It
that's
did
where
not.
the confusion came with, I think, was it Grant and Lance?
Yeah, Grant
And
and Lance, and
Lance's was on the floor, and I think because I thought it had to all be done too, and then on top of the table, which still he could have put it on top of the table, would have been fine, not a big deal. I don't think that's that big of a rule or
well,
whatever,
there
but
was a bigger deal though. If you moved it from the
Yes.
ground to the table, sometimes a little bit of that tape would show and it would pop open.
Yes.
So that's why I yelled at you, Danny, when you were going. So to leave it on top of the desk because they were gonna touch it and move it, and then it pop open just a little bit. That's what they did to me. I had to keep
Yep.
resetting and resetting the tape lunchbox. So
Wow.
yeah.
well, and Julian came over and was trying to tell me, "Okay, take it out, start pulling it into pieces like you did, Julian," but my hands were so tired. I was having a terrible time, and as you guys know, I have really bad arthritis in both hands, so the longer I'm going at it, the harder it is, and so then I was trying to pull it off in sections, smash that down, but it just wasn't my hands weren't strong enough. I'm trying to stomp on it. I'm trying to do everything I can. Wasn't working, and the beyond the edit moment that people didn't see was after all the lunch boxes had broken for everyone and we had to keep getting new ones. And after over an hour, they finally stop and take a break. And we were going to then reset with new lunch boxes and a dummy down roll because
Yep.
we were never going to be able to complete that challenge. And right before they went to the stop moment on that, I was so close to latching mine. I mean, I was getting it on the latch, trying to make it happen. And then they said stop. And then all of a sudden, we have to go to starting back at ground zero. And I was frustrated because I was so close where some people weren't. And then all of a sudden, we have an even playing field.
I was in the same boat. I was right about to be done. I was
I
like
didn't
just trying
realize
to
that.
tuck it in. I was trying to tuck it in, but the start over was a blessing in disguise. And I like this moment sticks in my head because during the water bucket challenge, Levon, she was a little worried about being able to like bend backwards with the water bucket. And I said, that's why I'm going to go right in back of you. I could get nice and low. I'm short. So I'm going to be the perfect partner for you. And we worked so well together. We locked in and we were great. And she was like, she said to me like that she was so happy that we were near each other. Then she totally returned the favor for me on this challenge. Um, when we started over, she said, Tommy, you're going to wrap it around the desk. Cause that's what I'm saying. This game,
Yeah,
there is a social aspect to this game. If you are kind,
absolutely.
if you make friends, your friends help you. And that's how you can get ahead. I don't know if I would have gotten through if it weren't for Levon. So she helped me. She said, stick it on the table, turn it so that it's the sticky side's not down then, and use the table, wrap around the table. So you're left with a flat, unrolled piece of tape and do a few pieces so that instead of like ripping it, then fold it up and put it in the lunchbox and you could fit it like that. Genius. I
Yeah.
finished in 2 seconds. Two
Wow.
seconds.
Wow.
Okay. You know who helped me out, Tommy? Julian and Ronald. So they're over there trying to tell me what to do, and then it's taking me I'm not quite understanding the process, and I'm really going slow, and then finally Julian's looking around at everybody, seeing everybody's getting done, and then he says, "Danny, stop. Go back to the original plan from the park." And he's like, "Get that roll of tape off because it's a smaller roll of tape.
Right.
Stomp on it, it's gonna fit." So I just got that sucker right off and got it in
Yep.
there and got it done. And I
And
was
it
like,
worked.
yeah. So that
That
is
was
a
great.
social aspect to it. Absolutely. Because I don't know if I would have gotten done, you know, in time if it hadn't been for that. So thank you, Julian. I
100%.
love you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, the not knowing who you're gonna need, in being positive and being good to other people, that will return in favors,
Yeah.
throughout the challenges, throughout the games, and that's really important that early on, a lot of people didn't know first day, first couple games in there, and they might have not been working too much together, but then they started to figure out, okay, I'm gonna need this person. I
Yep.
might be thrown on a team with this person, and I don't know that I need this person. That that is the part of the 99 to beat. And I know a lot of people, online have been saying, okay, I don't know if I like the team challenges, but that's what makes the team challenges most important is that you have to work with each other. You have to get over your own personalities. You have to communicate and if you can do that, you can make it through. But
I like it.
sometimes it's challenging to do that.
I don't
Yeah.
know how else they would do it. I do like it.
Yeah.
And they're scary to go into, but
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
it's
But
kind of luck also.
yep.
Luck plays
Yes.
a part of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Absolutely. Okay. The
I do
disc
want to mention
challenge.
who was in the bottom and who we lost because we did lose one of our.
We lost Tori on that one, which was heartbreaking.
And you
It
know
was
what?
it
Yeah.
was tough because I'll like say this, I carried guilt afterwards because um Levon gave me her strategy, and I wasn't sure if I was going to do it, is the truth. Actually, when we restarted the second round, I started our park strategy again, and Levon said to me, "What are you doing? You're not doing." She was right in front of me, and she was like, "You're not doing what?" And I was like, "She's right. I got it. Didn't work. Let me try something." It was a smaller role. It would have worked, but
Yeah.
I was like, "Let me go. Let me try her strategy." And it was, I thought, so much easier for me at least, but I felt so guilty that I didn't communicate it to Tori ahead of time because it just
But
I
she
would
And
was
then
I
so
would
far. She was
yes.
really far from you.
I
You
know.
were at the back of the row, and she was at the top. And my voice wouldn't carry anymore because my voice was out because of Aggie.
But when we were on the side is when I should have told her, but I didn't know if I was gonna do it,
You
to
know
be
what
honest
though?
with
But
you.
she
But
had it figured out. She had it in there and everything. And
yeah, she
and
did.
she kept
She
saying he can't
did.
figure out the lock. And I'm like, it had to have been broken. That's what
Yeah.
I was thinking because
It,
she
it,
could have
it,
had it, latched easily.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
come to find out that is the case.
Yep.
Trust me, everybody. Tori knows how to use a lunchbox.
Is
Use a
very
Okay.
lot.
smart.
Yeah.
She is very smart.
So who are the bottom two in that one?
Tori Mariyama.
Marty and
Yeah,
Tori.
MRO.
Yep. Yes. So
So
yeah, that was frustrating. We lost Tori and Aggie so close. And that was a big,
Yes.
big hole.
It was a rough
So,
day.
yes, it was.
Yep. That was a
We
rough
left there
day.
not feeling it. Well, then the crazy thing is, which we're going to get to here, and I guess wait, the disc challenge was before all of that, which all of us did fine in that one. I mean, that one was
Yeah, the disc challenge was good. A
easy.
cool like journey, or a little like side journey that was part of my journey was um David and I both lost somebody, our duo pair, in episode 1. So right afterwards we kind of linked up and we got to do a bunch of the duo challenges together. Like the potato one we did together, we did the disc twerking. And we were a great pair. So we
Yes,
really we're really good together.
a good
So
chemistry and communication.
yeah, we were great. So I felt very good with him. I was very like relieved and happy to be partnered with him, and we flew through that thing. I think we were right after you were with, of course, David R, the master. So you
Yeah.
guys the two of
Yeah.
you flew through, but
We
Yeah.
were
We were right next to you.
yeah,
Yeah.
we were, I
I
think,
saw
right
the.
after you.
we were all
Yeah.
three right next to each other because Miranda and I were next to you, Tommy, and all. And so, but Julian, so smart, like get with David R. You're going to get
Yep,
it done. You guys
that was
killed
great.
it. And then
Yeah.
Tommy, you and David A were so quick. You were like got to be in the top. And then Miranda and I had no problem with ours.
Yep,
So it was easy. I thought it was fun. And then being a former cheerleader, I was loving the pom poms. I'm like, come
yep,
on, right up my alley. That was fun.
yep.
But the thing was, after the lunchbox, it was so draining. And after lunchbox is when we went into the duck challenge. And that's where it was like, okay, this is too much. It was late at night.
Oh man, that was
And when I
rough.
walked in there first, you guys, I was like, oh, this is great. I'm glad to see like fishing and ducks, like a carnival. This is fun. That's what we need after that strenuous lunchbox challenge. We're not going to have any problem with this. Little did I know I was going to be stressed out even more over that challenge because of you, Tommy.
You know what's funny? I don't
But
know.
hold on a second. You said
Yeah,
the lunchbox, but I thought it was the needle and the thread, the gutter ball or bowl, and then hook a duck. Then it was
yeah, because I think the duck happened after the gutter
right
ball.
after the gutter ball. Yeah.
Oh, did
okay.
it? Maybe
Yeah.
that's what it was. We were so
Yeah.
stressed out and tired from gutter
I
ball
remember
Yeah.
and
I was
Aggie.
sitting. I was
And
I,
then
I
that's
was
when they cut.
defeated.
Yeah.
I was a mess because we just lost Aggie. That's why I was so
Yeah.
tired looking.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sleeping. Like, this was a
Yeah.
rough day for me. I
It
really
was.
was
Yeah.
I remember being so scared before every
Oh,
single challenge.
Yes.
Even ones that you would think would be in my wheelhouse, like the disc twerking. I was terrified. Terrified.
Hey,
Dear.
you were moving your
Oh,
hips good. I was right next to
I
you. I
wasn't
saw
worried
you.
about any of us there.
Yeah.
Not worried at all.
That was a
But
fun challenge to
Julian
watch.
slayed the duck. I mean, he was the duck hunter there for sure.
Yeah, you stress me out, Tommy. So
I know.
what was going through your mind when you were, reaching for the duck in the last moments because you were up ahead against D, right?
Yep. It was
D and
me.
Mario.
And,
Yeah.
honestly, like, I felt oddly calm. I wasn't stressed in that moment. I, you know, the anticipation of these games is terrifying, but when I was actually in the moment, being at the bottom, I don't know if anybody else who's been in the bottom too felt like this, but I was actually like, I was very locked in, doing my best, and I didn't feel like my nerves were getting in the way of my performance.
Mhm.
I felt like I was like, I mean, I didn't perform well, but I think that this was like, partially I'm 5'3", like I'm a short guy. I think it was luck, height played a part of in this. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I couldn't get it to hook. And I think it was the fact that I wasn't sleeping, the
Yep.
height, all of that stuff.
Yep.
But I got it. The whole time I felt okay. I felt oddly calm. I said, if this is my time to go from a freaking rubber duck, then so be it. But I did not, I gave it my all. There was not one moment that I dropped, that I lost, that doubt crept in my head. Like, even though I'm like, if this is it, sure, but I'm going to give it 1,500% the entire time till the very end. I'm running right through the bag. That's it. That's it. Yeah, that's it.
And
We're
you
not,
had a yellow duck, right?
and so
Yeah,
did
so did
D.
D.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, that's why the yellow flannel you're wearing right now, right?
That's right.
Get there.
But hold on, Tommy. We got to back up. So all of us are sitting over there and we're stressed, and they showed that. You could see us.
Yeah.
We're like, and then we're trying to encourage you. You can see me over there going, "You're good, Tommy. You're on it. You're good. You've got this." But then you start laughing, like,
I know,
and
because
we're
of my
all like, "Why is he
feeling.
laughing? Why is he laughing? He can't be laughing. Like, what is wrong with you? We can't have you go home too. Like, be
You gotta
serious."
have fun too. Like, I was like, I gotta have fun. I gotta keep it light,
Yeah,
because you know what? This was a turning point for me this day.
yeah,
I felt like I learned on this day that if I'm not having fun and keeping, like, if
Yeah.
I strategically trick my mind to keep this light,
Yeah.
I'm going to perform better.
yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
And if I let the heaviness bring me down, it's going to be an uphill climb. And that's it was actually hurting my performance. So
Yeah.
I would say that this day was a major turning point.
And I think you actually slept well that night, or you slept better that night.
Yes, I did. I slept
Yeah,
great that night.
yeah.
I took way too much medication, but I made sure that I was
I
going to
was gonna
get to
say,
bed that night.
I think they gave you a lot of stuff too.
Yeah,
My moment for that was with the nut stacker, because they didn't show my experience on that, and I was towards the bottom, and I was just staying at it, staying focused. You guys were all encouraging, and after I completed that, I had that moment of I felt light, like I can do anything. If I just did that, I can do anything. Tommy, if you can hook a duck, you can do anything. And you're talking about height. Julian's not extremely tall, but he has freakishly long arms.
I do.
I mean, he's right there on it, and then I have that advantage too. And it's not that you can't hook a duck easily to being short if you have the right technique or just the right luck, but it is an advantage having those long arms, 100%. But
Yeah.
nobody's longer than Ronald. He's long legs, long arms, long torso, and he was in the bottoms.
Yeah.
But,
You never know. It's luck. It really is.
if
Yeah.
and if you miss a duck, you have to wait for one to come down the pipeline.
Yep.
Your right color. Yeah. Well, and you know what? You said it right, Tommy, with when you feel light, just lighthearted and laughing and things like that. When I look back at the film and like been watching the episodes, you and Jake Clark did the exact same thing in moments where you just sat there and laughed,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
he got through it. And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, he's sitting there laughing, and he's in the bottom. He's laughing, and he's getting a shirt at the very end in the
It
shirt
suited
Yeah.
me.
competition. I'm like, "Oh my goodness."
Uh-huh.
It suited me. It really did. It
Yeah.
helped me. So I was like, "Oh, I gotta this is my strategy." I think it's yeah, I mean, I won't talk about that because it's further along in the season, but, at some point that comes up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, anyway, but he was great. He was great. Whenever they picked the team games, you always wanted to be on his team.
Yeah.
Wanted
Yep.
him as on your team. He was good.
Yes. Yep. Cool, cool. Well, he's also been on American Idol. He's been under some stressful situations before, so
Yes.
I think things in life that was a real life lesson for him, and things probably do seem a little bit lighter, you know?
Yep.
Oh, our timer just went off, everybody.
Well, I'm really excited to see how this all plays out. I mean, just with being out, so I don't get to know like the ins and outs yet. So getting to see all of your guys' perspectives is going to be really interesting.
Oh my
So I'll
God.
get to know all these like beyond the edit moments first, on beyond the edit. So
Beyond the edit.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm really excited. So I'm cheering all of you guys on.
Thanks. Thank
You
you.
know what? I think with the duck game, there wasn't a beyond the edit moment really there, right? There was no stop. My beyond the edit moment for that entire episode was the dummied down version of the lunchbox. I don't know if
Oh,
that, and yours as practicing it literally like the day before, but that was my beyond the edit moment. What about the two of you, Julian and Aggie? Anything else of beyond the edit moments that we need to add?
I don't have anything on the beyond the edit moments for these ones. Not that I was aware of, at least. What about you, Tommy?
for me, it was us in the park. Like that's a beyond the edit
Oh,
moment. We
Yeah.
Oh,
were
yeah.
yeah, of
Yeah.
we were
course.
in the park. We
Yeah.
had we were in the
We
store.
thought we were on top of our game, man. We were going into
Yeah.
them confident.
Buying all
Wow.
that
Oh,
supplies.
so
We were putting
good.
down roots. Tell me, like you
Yeah.
said, we're gonna put down roots. We're gonna
Yep.
be here for a long time.
Yep. That's
And
right.
99 to beat smacked us upside the head when we showed up that next day. It's like, knock that smile off your face.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. But it was so much fun. I mean, Tommy, I think you probably feel the same way we do. We talked about this before. We would all do it all again in a
Oh
heartbeat,
yeah.
even though it was
Oh
stressful.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
fun.
I mean,
So
I've said before, and I'll say again, I've done a couple of reality shows, and I've done other high stress things in my life, for my job, and this was the hardest thing that I ever did.
yeah. Yep.
You
Same.
wouldn't
Aggie's heard
think
it
it.
from me a
You're
million
you're
times.
hooking you're hooking a duck. You wouldn't think it, but it
It was
was
worse.
not
It was worse
easy.
than my 5-hour long challenge, my final challenge on Survivor. I mean, that's the truth.
Yep.
Oh,
The ups
awful.
and the downs, the roller coaster, the emotions, the not sleeping. I was not myself through a lot of this filming process, and this was the turning point. So
Yeah.
happy
Yep.
we made it on the other side.
Yes. Can't wait
Yes.
for episode 4. Let's go.
Yep.
Woo. Well, Tommy, where can everybody find you?
I love you guys. Where can people find me? At Tommy Bracco on Instagram, at Tommy_Bracco on TikTok. And I have a podcast with my dad, Real Talk Pod. Aggie and
Uncle
Julian
Phil.
actually, they got to come on. That was great. I have to edit those videos. That's still coming. And that's it. Yeah. So check out our podcast too. We got to do a crossover episode. That's what we really got to do.
Yes. Yes. Eating and talking, having ourselves a family dinner. Awesome.
I'm coming to New York for that.
Oh, yeah.
That's where the real pasta's at.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Right?
Yes.
I have been
Oh,
thinking
that's
about
funny.
that food.
We had so
Yep.
much fun.
Yep.
So good.
Miss you so
Yeah.
much.
We
All
love
right.
you.
I love you guys
Thank
so
you.
All right.
much. Thank you
Love you
for
too.
having me.
Thank
Give
you for
Uncle Phil
being
a hug.
here.
Yes.
I will.
All
Bye.
right. Bye. Love
Bye.
you.